Welcome back, everybody. This is the Johnny Mare, and I am continuing with Resident Evil 2, the Claire A scenario. So we are continuing onward with the game. We recently got our brand new weapon, the Colt SAA, and we're gonna show that off in the very near future because basically I'm going to run my regular handgun dry, and now I'm gonna actually use the Colt. So we'll get to see a little bit of it in action. I want to shoot this one. To be very careful when you're using the Colt because basically if you don't kind of keep it under control, you can end up using a ton of bullets with it. And because it does have such a high rate of fire, if you actually just jam on the button, what happens is you'll end up shooting over the zombies when they fall. And it does have a pretty quick reload rate, although I think it's a little bit slower than the regular gun. Now I could be wrong on that, but in my experience it does seem to be a little bit slower. But we will see if we can take out this particular zombie. I do hate it when they're off the the screen like that. Oh, all right. Well, there you go. Oh man, back up. See the reload rate. I guess she didn't actually reload when I got bit there for the first time. But we're gonna dispatch these zombies. I'm gonna lower this ladder here, and what I'm gonna do is head downstairs. And I'm gonna save because I haven't done that in a little while. And yeah, that guy's not dead yet. But this particular ladder here is a little bit of a shortcut so that you can access the upper level from the lower level. And since we will have to do a lot of backtracking, it's good to do this right now. So I'm gonna head down, I'll save, and I will meet you guys back here after I do that. So see you in a second. Alright, so I am back after saving and clearing out my inventory a little bit. And we're going to head back into this library, I guess you could call it, or conference room that we got the red herb in at the end of last episode. And that is because there's one more key item for us to get in here. Now, there's actually another room that we can get to that's on the top level here. And that is if you head through this door right here. But the problem with doing that is there's not a ton that we can do in there. Oh man. And there's actually a liquor out there. So I really want nothing to do with that liquor. And the only thing we can do in there is use the crank. And we'll end up using it later. So it's just kind of a waste of time to do it anyway at this point. So this is a little puzzle. We have to move these shelves to match a particular pattern that's actually on a faceplate that's in that area where we fell down from the above level. And all you have to do is click on the little buttons of the left two shelves and move each of them to the right once. And that'll match up with the little gold and blue symbols that are above the different shelves as you saw there, and that's also what's on the faceplate. And that gives us access to Claire's plugs, which are actually stones. So if you remember from Leon's scenario, he had to use particular plugs that were after chess pieces. We have to use stones with Claire that are after different animals. So that is the serpent stone. That is one of 3 that we need to find. Although it's actually 4 because there's actually 2 parts of one of the stones that you have to collect. And then you have to combine them. Because, you know, it's not enough of a fetch quest to have to find 3 of them. We have to find 4 of them. So we're going to bypass the ladder for now. We're going to head onward. There's a nice little save room coming up here. And that will give us access to an item that we don't really need right this second, but we will be using in the near future. And it also will give us access to an item box and I think another memo. So let's do some item management. I'm going to pick up the lighter here. That is our new item that we get. So now we can actually do that puzzle down in the officer's briefing room. And we will look at the secretary's diary here. And so she's going to talk about kind of how Chief Irons, the chief of police, has been freaking everybody out with his weird taste in art. And yeah, the lighter is used on a couple puzzles. For those of you that did watch the Leon scenario that I did previously, you know what those puzzles are, because they are exactly the same. But we do have to use the lighter the first time in the conference room, and that was in the hallway kind of on the way to the STARS office outside of the dark room, save room. And we didn't actually go in there, I don't believe. But we will be going back there eventually, and then I'll be using the lighter in there. But first, we have to do some stuff on this side of the police office. So we'll grab these ink ribbons, and we will head onward after doing even more item management. Because you want to make sure that you're not carrying too much stuff, because there's a lot of items we can pick up in the near future. Now, there's a couple zombies in here, but you actually don't have to kill them. They will disappear, actually, after an event that's going to occur in a few minutes, so why waste the bullets on them? So we're going to head through this hallway. We're actually going to take this door right here, because there are a few items we can pick up. We don't have to get them now. We can actually get them a little bit later, because we will be going through this area again. But because we have the item space right now, and we're so close to an item box, I always like to grab these things right now, because then later on, when we come back to this area, I have much more space to pick up all the other stuff that's in the particular offices that are over here. So I'm not going to completely explore this office through the door right here, but I am going to go inside, and I'm actually going to grab some bullets off of the corpse that's right here by the door. So let's bend over and, of course, grab the bullets from his chest, because that's where police officers store their bullets. And we will be back in this area a little bit later to take on the many, many zombies in there. So now we need to head back upstairs. We're going to head back through this hallway. And what you need to be careful of course, is crows. So crows can be very annoying if you let them kind of have the chance to do so. Basically, you just got to run past them and they won't bug you too much. But we do want to be careful because there are more bullets in this corpse. So let's grab those and let's get the heck out of here. Jeez. Not quite the dog effect from the first game, but still a little freaky, right? So when we came from the item save room not so long ago, I said there were a couple of zombies that would be disappearing because of an event. And that is because the helicopter right there has crashed and it is on fire. And if you actually go towards those zombies and go around that corner, there's a big fire there that'll keep you from advancing. So it's kind of silly to do that. It's a waste of ammo to kill those zombies, and you can't really do much over there anyway. Now to put that fire out, of course, we need a special item. And to get that special item, we have to do some dodging of these zombies. So it's pretty easy. They're not too difficult to get around. Fortunately, they're spaced pretty, far apart. They're not in the middle of our runways or running area, however you want to look at it. And we will get some more ink ribbons. We will get another weapon, which is one of my least favorite in the game, and that is the bow gun. Such a stupid weapon. And we will get the valve handle. This is what we need to put out the fire. And we need it for a bridge later. So I wonder what's through this door. Let's find out. Oh man, it's zombies. The one time in the series where they actually take advantage of that particular loading screen to have zombies come at you. That's so awesome. Still one of my favorite scenes in any of the Resident Evil games. So now we need to wait again for these zombies to get in better positions so we can just run around them. And, yeah. Unfortunately, this female zombie sometimes will go in front of the stairs. And so if that happens, you kind of just have to wait for her to shamble out of the way. So she's getting there. Alright, so now we can head back up. We're we're going to use the valve handle to get rid of that fire. And that will allow us to access another key that will get us into a few more rooms of the police station. So let's head back here. We're going to cause this water valve to sort of overpressurize, and that will destroy the water supply of the police station. Or their bathrooms, maybe? Or their water fountain? Or just the pipes in general, I guess. So, huzzah! You'll notice the valve handle has not disappeared, which means it does have another use in the game. If it is a one-time use item, it will disappear from your inventory, like the crank. At least in this game. We'll grab some handgun bullets out of the helicopter, and we will head back into the police station. And of course, it's during the B scenario that you actually find out what happened with that helicopter. So we'll be getting there eventually. But for now, we need to run past all of these crows again. They have patiently waited for us. I guess they got done snacking on that corpse. And we're gonna head back into this hallway and proceed past where those zombies were. And now that we've cleared the fire, we can actually advance onward. So we'll get a chance to see the helicopter from inside. The door is broken. And unlike in Leon's scenario, we can actually get through here now. And we need to try to find out what that scream was all about, right? So we have to find a detonator and also a plastic explosive, and that'll allow us to blow open that wall. But in good time. In the meantime, we're gonna grab some more ink ribbons for those of you that like to save quite often. And we're gonna get our second precinct key after I combine a couple of my herbs together to clear up some space. And that is, of course, as you can see, the diamond key. I suppose we should check out these particular items. So we have the diamond key. We have the mostly useless bowgun that is primarily used to hunt large game. I'm not sure I would be using that to hunt large game. And then we have the valve handle. All right, and now we will run past that ominous looking skylight, right? Kind of weird looking, that particular angle. Kind of suspicious in some ways. But fortunately, nothing happened, right? Good. And we will continue onward. So now that we have the lighter, we're going to head back to the conference room, or the briefing room. After, of course, doing some more item management. So I will do that quick, and then we will head downstairs. Alright, so it's backtracking time. We need to head all the way back over to the hallway where the dark room save room is. And on the way there, we are of course going to stop at the briefing room to use the lighter to get another red gem. And it'll allow us to read a couple memos. I actually did not read one of the memos that was in the dark room save room because it's actually the second memo in a series, and I wanted to make sure that I read the first memo first, which is in the conference room, so that it makes a little bit more sense. And I think I actually forgot to get the lighter, so I should probably pick that up from the save box, because I do need it. So let's grab that quick. There we go. How silly of me. You should cut me some slack, though. I have to do so much item management in this freaking game that sometimes I forget stuff. To err is human, of course. So fortunately, we did dispatch this liquor, so we don't have to worry about it anymore. We will just run through this seemingly, you know, not too dangerous hallway for now. And we will continue onward. We don't have to worry about groping zombie hands. But we do have to head into this briefing room. Now with Leon, we came in here almost immediately when we got to the police station, because he had the lighter, so he could do the little puzzle in here. But with Claire, we don't have the lighter, we have the lockpick instead, so, you know, I wanted to wait until we got the actual lighter. So this is the first of the memos. It tells us a little bit about kind of the police's plan in response to the zombies, which was not a very good plan. And that was to hide ammo at various points across the station, which made finding the ammo much more difficult. And this was done at the behest of the chief of police, which, of course, you know, we've come to question the chief of police a little bit based on some of the stuff we've read in these various documents. But this just continues to make him seem a little bit suspicious. Now, we actually get to meet the chief of police in this scenario, as opposed to Leon's A scenario, where we did not. So that's kind of cool. We'll get to meet him firsthand. It's very similar to Claire's B scenario, though, for those of you that did watch my original playthrough of Leon's A and Claire's B. But the police are dropping like flies, not doing well against the zombies, and of course against the more advanced enemies like the Licker. And that's where the Licker name comes from. That was their little nickname for it. The Lickers in this game, not quite as bad as some of the later Lickers. They can certainly be annoying. But man, some of the later games, the Lickers are much worse. Thinking of Resident Evil 5, for example. But use the lighter and we'll get our second red gem. And then we can use both of those in the room where we got the diamond key. And that'll give us access to half of another of Claire's stones that she needs. And those stones will actually allow us to get into a new part of the police station. So now we're going to head back to the dark room, because there is a room at the end of the hallway, away from the dark room and the stairs, that we can actually open up now with the diamond key. But before I do that, I'm actually going to finish up this episode by heading into the dark room. We'll read that second memo that follows up the one we just finished. I will do some item management, and then that will be it. And next time, we will head into the evidence room, kill a bunch of zombies, find our plastic explosives to get into the area behind where that helicopter was crashed, and then we will continue onward with the game. So as always, viewers, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you all next time when we continue onward, and hopefully do not meet a fate similar to these poor police officers. But I guess you never know. Well, I know. We'll be fine. So long.